We have come a long way. Subscribe to our channel. My one is Salento with Love. You're probably watching this video on my channel, so press the subscribe button and the little bell, and subscribe to Davide's channel. You're probably watching this bit on,
probably
on his channel.
I don't know how it all turned out.
We'll see. We'll see. But it's extraordinary in terms of exploring an area and discovering little pockets of an area, and being able to do so much in such a short space of time.
Well, it's interesting because Salento, I'm gonna just say it right here, there are beautiful places in Salento. My best vacations my entire life are in this area, and there are many areas like this that speak to me quite a bit. Now, coming here, and depending on where you land yourself, if you don't have the experience of where to choose, I advise you to find somebody who has a bit of experience. For example, there are certain areas I don't particularly like in Salento, as well as the most beautiful places I've ever seen. So if I was to be searching for a place, I would definitely want an insider's opinion, because, for example, this place I've never been to in 8 years, because typically I go to places my kids can handle a little bit better with sand, but this actually is quite majestic. It really is a beautiful, potentially, you know, more luxurious experience, and that's, I think sometimes we deserve more luxury in our lives.
Yeah, well, that's a lovely take. We're just on the outskirts of Nardò, so we haven't gone very far. Probably as part of this video you'll have a little map. So we haven't gone far, going from the square of Nardò and the beautiful architecture to the beautiful and majestic villas in the area of Lecenate, which is just outside Nardò, to Santa Caterina, and that's where we are now, and Torre dell'Alto and Porto Selvaggio.
Yeah, it's right behind the sun.
And it's all really in walking distance. It's quite special. You could spend, like we have done today, a day doing it, or you could spend a week discovering all of these beautiful places. And I think the location is so important. In what I've been doing for the last couple of years, consultancies become one of the most important elements. A lot of the time people think that I have the right property for them, where it's different. It's searching and finding the right property that fits the expectation of my client. It's where the real challenge and expertise comes in. Very often people say, do you have a property with a little garden, we need this, we need that, and you think, well, yes, I may have a property with a little garden, but what is it that you would like that property to do for you? And the location, it's so important. And so what I have found, that exploring and having somebody that has a good understanding of the area really makes a difference.
Very valuable. There's a lot of people that are coming over right now, some of which actually have purchased real estate remotely. They haven't even been here yet. I know there's like a friend of ours now purchased real estate through Davide. He's coming over in September, really, really excited. For sure he'll watch this because he watches everything we do.
Hi!
Mark. No, but his story is kind of unique because he never, like, he says to me that, you asked me a few years ago if I'd own a piece of real estate in Italy, I would have laughed at you. And then apparently there's a video I did where I was talking to him in my backyard, and apparently that spoke to him a little bit, and he decided to you know, go full bore into his services, which is really been really nice that there are services where you could purchase remotely, because I've also helped people come over. They didn't know where, they thought they knew where they wanted to be. They don't know where they want to be for sure anymore, because they came over and experienced it. It wasn't in Salento, but now we have to find the best place for them. Now they've seen a little bit more, they got to explore the area, and now they have a better idea, you know, well, our budget didn't fit that area, you know, but it's more based on being able to actually talk. As soon as they started talking to me about certain areas, they realized their budget wasn't enough. So anyways, another good reason to find a bit more expert advice. But if you come to Italy, are encouraged to go check out as many areas as possible, or live in here for 3 months to see if you like a specific area before you purchase is fine too. But when it comes down to purchasing, make sure you get some good advice. That's what's important.
Yeah, I find that when I'm going through the consultancy, and probably the same thing with the person that we are referring to, I could relate many names. I'm not going to make names of people that have committed and that have purchased remotely. And yeah, and the number, it's very large, and it's fantastic to see that people are trusting the process. And this process of remote purchasing without even knowing an area, without exploring an area, really makes me understand how the world is changing. And the word trust, it's very important. And where perhaps years ago you would have been one of those people saying, I will never buy anything online. I need to go in the shop, I need to try it, I need to feel it, I need to touch it. Now you are probably that person that's buying everything online. And
Amazon.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to say names, but
I say names.
and the same thing is now happening in the property industry. But it's very important to find a consultant, and I do find that that's a figure that it's missing, and probably without even realizing, over this last 2 years I carved myself a position within the market that doesn't exist. So I go from a consultancy with my client all the way through to search for the property, doing perhaps a financial planning, conveyancing, so getting them all the way through the due diligence and purchasing the property, and also managing that property, which is a one-stop shop. It's like somebody managing your portfolio in your financial investment sector. You won't even know where your money are in, but somebody's managing that for you. So I think that it's absolutely amazing. So it's happening. And I probably, from a business perspective, because when I approach real estate, I approach it from a business perspective, although I like the poetry. I think, and I've seen it with my own eyes, the amount of money and frustration that people go through to search for a property in an area that they know nothing about.
Yeah,
just to find out later that they could have done better in perhaps in a financial way, or even in the area that they could have purchased. So I think trusting the experts, if they do exist in any particular area of Italy, to help you getting to your expectations, or as close as possible to your expectations, is very important.
I think so too. And if you are searching all over Italy, I have to say, remote purchasing is possible. The process is the same, and you don't have to necessarily rely on coming and finding an agent and practicing your Italian and hoping to understand each other. You could rely, and actually that was the whole premise of why I started YouTube initially, to do consulting with auctions, was to help people have, you know, move-in ready homes by the first time they even made it here, which can happen all over Italy, which is really, you know, Salento is beautiful, but I admit there's other beautiful places in Italy.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that. And because of that, I think we're here talking because for the last probably 6 months, on the back of things that are happening, I'm really think it's time to launch a service that we can assist people purchasing remotely all over Italy. The principle is the same, the consultancy is there, and the due diligence is there, and the expertise that we've built that have helped people purchasing totally remotely, going from the power of attorneys to making sure that the due diligence gets carried out, a surveyor gets instructed to visit your property and get an independent advice on it. It's all things that we've structured here locally that can be reproduced all over Italy.
For sure.
Yeah. So I really believe that trusting the consultant and trusting the expert to do part of that work, it's vital in the era that we are living at the moment.
My biggest advice is that if you're gonna come to Italy, spend it vacationing as opposed to doing property tours. Maybe you can throw a few in there if you find one that really speaks to you. But usually when you're vacationing, it's not the best time to buy anyway because of prices. But additionally, you spend a lot of money to enjoy the beaches, and you're spending so much time in the properties, you never see the beach. Anyway, it's just a suggestion. That way you're getting to know the area more, like I mentioned previously, and then you can rely more like on a remote purchasing scenario in order to actually buy it, because it's easy. It's really easy to do.
Yeah, it's great. So I think remote purchasing, it's a reality. I did start a playlist on my YouTube channel.
Called remote purchasing?
Yes, which I think I'm on video number 2 of a 16 steps, but I think that's going to turn into something bigger and probably will go all over Italy.
I was in a music playlist. Spotify.
Yeah, so yeah, well,
Blown product.
this is a beautiful product. So just subscribe to our channel. There's beautiful things coming from Salento and from all over Italy. Wherever you are, I would say from me, stay safe, enjoy life, and from you,
take a swim. Right now, it's right here. Oh wait, sorry, you have to come here first. Yeah, get your tickets.
greetings. Ciao.
Ciao.